told you my girl's on that tropical fruit diet. Got that shit all over the crib, yo. Enough to make a man go crazy.
Hi, I'm Chris. That's Crack Sizzlack.
Bruh.
Says so on his shirt.
Yep.
This is another episode of 4-minute and 20-second film reviews.
Yes, sir.
What we watch?
This week we watched Three Dead Trick-or-Treaters, directed by Torin Langen, or Langen. If I'm fucking up your name, I'm sorry, bro. But yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to Torin. So anyway, we're gonna start out this timer here for 4 minutes and 20 seconds and do a film review.
Bomb.
What was it about?
So, this is kind of like a collection of shorts, sort of like an anthology that like starts off with a story and it ties it up at the end, basically. Basically starts out with this dude. I think he's like a paper boy, delivers newspapers and shit.
Yeah.
This dude's walking through the woods and runs up on these 3 graves. You know what I'm saying? They're like man-made graves. They're like crosses and shit in the woods, you know. And he sees these notes on them. You know what I'm saying? And basically in between each short, you know, they have like a little clip of what's going on with this kid, you know, with this paper boy, and then at the end it wraps it up at the end. So the first short it goes into was called Fondue. It was about this couple, you know, and they're kind of like in some weird cult. You know, they write F on their wrists or on their hands or whatever. They go to this house, show their hand, knock on the door. Basically, the dude hands the bitch a fucking saw and points like, go over there. Bitch goes in there, sees a dude gagged and tied up. Yo, bitch goes over there and cuts his hand off and peels. You know what I'm saying? Craziness, yo. And then the next joint, I can't pronounce the name of it. It was hard as fuck to pronounce. Malleus Maleficarium, some shit like that. It's about these 3 motherfuckers who basically, it's 2 chicks and a dude. They tie up this motherfucker to a post in the back. They start beating him. The dude doesn't want to, you know, continue with it and shit. Unties the dude, runs. You know, they end up catching him, shooting the dude that was untied, shooting the dude in the leg, and then burning him alive. You know, weird shit. The next joint's called Stash. This is the joint where there was so there was 2 dudes and a chick. Homeless cats. They're like late teens or some shit like that, maybe early 20s. And they had stolen a bunch of candy and shit from kids, you know. They go in the woods and they putting it in this stash, you know what I'm saying? And basically they put it in the stash. But one of the dudes, he can't come up on no food. He's going everywhere looking for food, can't find any. So he goes to that stash and he goes to start eating it. All of a sudden the other 2, like the couple, yo, they run up on him and shit. They fucking fuck him up, you know what I mean? Beat his ass. He runs and shit and then falls into this, you know, long ass razor blade that cuts through his stomach and kills him. You know what I'm saying? Weird, crazy. Like, it was dope though. Last joint is a joint called Delivery. About 2 crooked cops, you know what I'm saying? They actually had like dope uniforms and shit. The shit was really dope. It was 2 cops, basically. They crooked. They set a bear trap in the woods, caught a dude in it, and the dude was dead. They bring it to this bitch, you know what I mean? The bitch pays him off. She brings the body in the crib, and then like the last scene is like of her undressing like she about to fuck him. You know what I mean? The dead body or whatever. And yeah, yo, it wraps up at the end with basically that paperboy dude getting caught in the woods reading one of the notes by the writer, who's a writer, I guess. They show him writing at certain points in the movie. He bangs the dude over the head with a rock, you know what I mean? Ties him up, ends up putting him in a fucking in like a fucking grave, alive, like buries the dude alive, and then cuts his own throat and bleeds out. And fucking like the last scene is like the blood going through. Dope scene, and yeah, man, that's where it ends off.
What'd you like about it?
First of all, that last scene, dope as fuck. You know what I mean? They have like a candle in there so you can see some sort of light and shit. And then like, you know, the blood starts pouring through and burns the candle out. I like the intro was fucking dope. They had the music playing. It was edited really well. It was shot really well. Like really professional. Probably my favorite my favorite edited movie out of, you know, most of everything we've seen so far. I can't say enough about it. That shit was dope. Like I said, the last scene was ill, and also there was no dialogue in the movie, and it just drew more attention to the score. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that it was a little bit hard to follow at times. But out of a possible 3.5, this one right here is getting a 3.1. One of the best joints we've seen in the grip, yo. Dope.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending the joint over, bro.
Yeah. So that was 3 Dead Trick-or-Treaters by Torrin Legend.
Word up.
I met him probably like 7 years ago at a videotape convention. I got a copy of his earlier films on VHS.
Word up.
And he's come a long way.
Yeah, man. My dude you got future in this shit, my dude. You're a fucking beast. Keep this shit up, man.
Yeah. He said that it'll be available on DVD at some point this year. It's been in a ton of festivals and it's racking up those awards.
Yeah.
So he's killing it out there.
Word
It was
up.
great. Thanks again for sending it our way to check out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my dudes up above the border out in Canada, eh?
The boot.
Alright, yo. We'll see y'all in a week. Peace.
Yeah, check out Cloak and Dagger on Instagram.com. That's my friend Crack.
Yeah.
And Matthias.
CLOAQX Dagger, motherfucker. Follow that shit.
Maybe you can get a shirt too someday.
Toot, 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 toot.